Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Siti Safira Khairani. It's a wonderful and precious chance for me to be your master of ceremony in this beautiful day on Wednesday, 4th of August 20 and 21. First of all, let's say thanks to Allah who has been giving us guidance, happiness, healthy, and mercy, so we can attend and participate in this event without any obstacles. Praise upon our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us from the darkness to the lightness. In this beautiful moment, I would like to say welcome to Mr. Deden Mulyana as Vice Rector for Academic Affairs, Siliwangi University, the judges, all the finalists of Mashudi Award 2020, and of course, all of audiences. And welcome to the final Mashudi Award 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to read several sequences of our agenda. The first agenda is opening, the second is group picture, the third is welcome speech, the fourth is judges introduction, the fifth is finalist introduction, the sixth is presentation from the finalists, the seventh is break, the eighth is announcement and awarding, and the last is closing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start this event by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And the next agenda is a group picture. So please to all the finalists to turn on the camera on your Zoom. And after I count until 3, we will take a picture. It's gonna start. 1, 2, 3. Once again. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Let's move to the next agenda. The third agenda is welcome speech. And now I would like to invite Mr. Sony Tantan Tandiana as Head of Language Center, Siliwangi University. Time is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Vice Rectors of Siliwangi University, the Honorable the Representative of IBEC and PA International Foundation, the Honorable the Dean, the lecturers, and my beloved students and the participants of Mashudi Award 2021. Firstly, I would like to welcome to the participants of Mashudi Award 2021. Thank you for joining this program, and I would like also to welcome Deden, Professor Deden as a Vice Rector of Siliwangi University, and the whole judges and the participants, the students. Thank you for attending this opening ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, Mashudi Award 2021 is conducted for the third time after the similar program have been successful held on the previous years by the reason of coronavirus. The whole condition, judges and the award 2021 has been converted, whether in the competition process and the prizes for the winners actually. It is correlated to the real condition recently. And ladies and gentlemen, Mashudi Award itself is a collaborative program between Edgar Brood Academic Chair or IBEC, PA International Foundation, and the Language Center of Siliwangi University. Therefore, in this chance, allow me to convey my gratitude to IBEC and PA International Foundation, especially to Pananak as the representative, for your well-concern on organizing this program of Mashudi Awards. Thank you to the Honorable to the Honorable Pa Rector and Vice Rector of Siliwangi University, who have given support and permission to conduct this program. To the Honorable Vice Rector of Academic Affairs, Prof. Deden, I beg you officially open this program. Great appreciation also to the Dean from all faculties and the head of department for supporting the students to join this program. And for the participants, thanks a lot for joining the program. I'm so proud of you all. Good luck and enjoy your competition. Actually, you are the winners, all of you. Finally, I would like to convey my deep appreciation to PA International Foundation and IBEC on giving the chance for Siliwangi University to gain the opportunity on Mashudi Award 2021, and to everyone who has given hands on this program. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for Mr. Soni Tantantadiana for the welcome speech. And the second speech, I would like to invite Mr. Nana Hikmatullah as IBEC representative. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Safira, and good morning for Professor Deden as the Vice Rector, and then also good morning to Dr. Soni Tandiana as the Head of Language Center, and Miss Eva or Ibu Santiana as the Head of the Cooperation Centers, and also good morning to all the finalists. Well done. Congratulations on reaching the final stage. I know it is very hard. It is very intense stages. You have basically passed several stages from the screening to the written test, and finally now that you are in the final. So that is also an achievement that you have to be proud of. Would like to apologize on behalf of PA International Foundation and Edgar Bor Academic Chair for not delivering our promise for this year, that is to have an internship in Belgium for 2 months because of the COVID-19 situation. So it is unlikely to travel and to live in Belgium at the moment. So please accept our sincere apology for that. But of course, we try our best to still keep going with this competition, and we have delayed this for about a year, and we don't want to delay this for any longer. So here it is today, we are having the final. And my word would be that I'm very proud of all the finalists because I have read all the essays and they're all very good, very inspiring, very unique ideas. And that is something that probably show how UNSIL students actually very knowledgeable, very skillful, and have a global mindset. So yep, so let's open this and then let's compete, do your best for yourself and also for your faculty, and best of luck. Thank you very much and good morning.
Thank you very much to Mr. Nana Hikmatullah for the welcome speech. And the last one, I would like to invite Mr. Deden Mulyana as Vice Rector for Academic Affairs, Siliwangi University, and also officially opens the final. Ladies and gentlemen, please watch the video of welcome speech from Mr. Deden Mulyana.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Warmest greetings to all of us. The Honorable Rector of Siliwangi University, the Honorable Head of Language Center UNSIL, the Honorable Pak Nanak, representative of IBEC, dearest finalists of Mashudi Award 2020. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and salutation be upon Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. On behalf of the Rector of Siliwangi University, I warmly welcome all the finalists to the final of Mashudi Award 2020, jointly held by the Linguistics Center Unsil, Edgar Broad Academic Chair, IBEC, and PA International Foundation. I am extremely happy to be here and to open the 7th Mashudi Award with the theme Help the World, showcasing our students' English ability and concern on social issues around the world. Mashudi Award is one of the true commitments of PA International Foundation and IBEC in contributing to the development of English at Unsil and Tasikmalaya. Therefore, I do hope that this competition will continue in the future so that we can provide access to our students to compete at the international level. We can show that Unsil students are very competitive, knowledgeable, and caring. Last, the finalists, your selection as the finalists in the 7th Mashudi Award is an acknowledgement of your academic accomplishment. So, congratulations. I hereby officially open 7th Mashudi Award. I hope the competition can be fruitful and that all of you enjoy the activity. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for Mr. Deden Mulyana for the welcome speech. And ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the amazing judges for today. First, Mr. Sony Tantan Tandiana from the Language Center.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The second is Mrs. Santiana from the Cooperation Center. The next is Yadi Supriyadi from 20 and 19 Mashudi Awards winner. And the last one is Mr. Nanak Hikmatullah from IBEC. And also, allow me to introduce the finalists, and ladies and gentlemen, please watch the video. That's all the finalists and amazing judges for today. So ladies and gentlemen, we will move to the main agenda is the presentation from the finalists. So after I mention your name, please enter the room. And for the first finalist, we will call Siti Mardia from the Faculty of Educational Science and Teachers Training, English Education, with the advocacy title Double D English as a Figure in the Pandemic. Please to Siti Mardia comes to the room.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, the judges. All right, my name is Siti Mardia. I'm one of the finalists of Mashudi Awards 2020. As we know, right now is 2021. Why? Because pandemic hit us so hard. It changed the world. It changed us. It changed the way we behave, the way we adapt into the situation and circumstances. Some people got stuck and sick mentally, and the rest tried to wake up and build a spirit to move. So this is what I do and my companion do. Double the English as a figure on pandemic quarantine, free online English learning. Even when in this pandemic situation, I see on my Instagram timeline, there are so many people doing new habits, doing new daily routines, building a habit that make him, or her to be better. So this is the chance that I would like to take, of course. Next, please. Okay, Double the English, dazzling and dexterous. This is an online English learning with Double the English. It's a program initiated by Double the English that purpose to give new English learning experience for whoever that has an interest in learning English. It was held on early March 2020 when pandemic hit us. Okay, next, please. Our targeted participants were senior high school students, especially Founders High School alma mater, this is SMK Negeri Manonjaya and SMK Negeri 1 Banjar. And then this is our expectation because the participants has reached our limit. We got 40 participants and we divided into 2 group or 2 class. Next, please. And then where we did this class, of course, because it's pandemic, we would like to utilize the platform, the online platform. We use WhatsApp group as the class and Instagram for the learning activities. As we know, our Instagram account is double_D_. And this is the WhatsApp group, dexterous group, and dazzling group. Next, please. All right, this is our activities. The first online learning, it held on WhatsApp group. There were 4 meetings. It's our focus on increasing the speaking ability. And then there were self-introduction, daily activity, favorite food, and games. They were divided into 2 groups. And the second one is 30-day Ramadan story challenge because when we held this class, it's Ramadan. So we create this challenge. They did the challenge using Insta story and mentioning our Instagram account. They reported their work on WhatsApp group. make them responsible into their responsibility. Next, please. Why was this important? Why I create this advocacy? Because when this seems like a threat, I would like to change it as a chance into a possibility. You know, that we can move, we just move in the restricted movement, but I would like to create something that make us better in this like hectic and worse situation. Utilizing pandemic quarantine, having new or increased language skill is an opportunity to be gained. Change the trait to be a chance. And then they prove it. After the class finished, we give the Google form for evaluating the program, and most of them give the positive feedback into this. They have new, English experience. They have new friends. And then the last is spread the spirit in learning English by building the habit. This is, I think this is the most important. We would like to give them a new English experience. So it could motivate. I know, and I aware, I realize that a month is not enough to build a habit. But why not? It will be a good start for them to be better in English, to have the high motivation in learning English later. So I think that's all for me. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Beginning from me. Yeah, I have a question for you. My question is, based on your opinion, what are the differences of online learning and offline learning related to the students' learning achievement and motivation? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the question. I would like to try to answer the differences between online learning and offline learning. The most challenges point motivate because sometimes they didn't online learning or that they didn't do the Instagram challenge. But what we what we what we do as a tutor to motivate them into like we put the game for online learning, and then it's about achievement. Online learning and offline learning, of course, give the different motivation, the motivation in reaching the achievement. It it seems less interaction in online learning. It's not as bad when we do it in offline learning. This is the most challenging point because we did it in the first pandemic situation. We don't know about Zoom session maybe, and then Google Meet, and so we do it in WhatsApp group because this application is the most used application that what is that used by the student in senior high school, and the achievement difference. But I think we did it. At least we do the effort for reaching the achievement, even if this is like a little bit, but at least we try to do it to make it better in a month. Thank you.
All right, I just want to add something because you choose only two kinds of application. In this case, WhatsApp group and then Instagram. And you had already mentioned why you choose the WhatsApp group. And then I want to know why you decided to choose Instagram.
Okay, thank you for the question. Why I chose those two applications, the first WhatsApp group because that's the most used application for communicating, and then why I choose Instagram. Nowadays, I see Instagram is the most used social media. Everyone has Instagram account, mostly from students and then teachers, and so many people with with any kind of profession mostly have Instagram account. And then why we choose Instagram account? And then as we know, one of the one of the requirements of the challenge is mentioning double the English.
Okay.
Try this to make students, be familiarized with social media, because in this situation, we have to adapt, right? Everything is online, and we have to adapt into that situation.
All right. Can you explain what is double D English means here?
Double the English?
Yes.
All right. Double the English come from me and my companion name. My nickname is D. Dulai, and my friend, my senior in English education, Dedi, is Aachap. So
All right.
the founders of this double the English is me and Aachap.
Oh, so it is the acronym of both of you.
Yes.
Okay. And how you can deliver the materials or the what's that? Deliver the kinds of materials to the participant in this case.
All right. For the materials, we use WhatsApp group, and because our focus in the first class is boosting speaking skill, so we try to utilize the maximum. The maximum advantages of voice note.
Okay.
I would like to encourage them to speak.
All
Even
right.
the grammar is wrong or it's not structurally good, but they have the confidence to speak it out in using English.
So both of you only focus on speaking in this case.
Yeah, in this class, because this is our first class.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
So my question is that you are a university student and you are doing online learning, right? And then now that you had experience also teaching students doing online learning. So what do you learn the most from that situation?
Pardon me?
What do you learn the most from being a student doing online learning, and then now you're teaching students using online learning as well? So what is something that you learn the most from that situations?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question. I think what I can learn from this, because I have two roles. Like I have ever been into roles, being a student in online learning and being teachers in online learning. What I have to learn is we have to reach them like mentally in the first. We have to reach the mental, that's something that the teachers that have to do, and because of that the students will like be near into you, be close to you. That's something that I learned. And then the teaching strategy, as the teacher, the teaching strategy is very impactful into the student engagement in the class. And then when the teacher can build a good environment, a good situation, like a good circumstances, without afraiding, make the student afraid of like a punishment of the learning, and then something worse in the learning activity. It will be a good online learning, I think. Thank you.
Check. All right. It's kind of related to the previous questions. And how did you encourage them to study English?
Thank you very much for the question. The way I encourage them, the students, to study English, the first when I looking for the students, the participants for this program, I proposed this program to my English teacher in senior high school. So the first trying to make them encourage into the English program, this English program, by the it's kind of promoting by the English teacher on the senior high school, so they can they have interest into this program. And then when in the class, I put the game into the online learning, and sometimes when in the last meeting, when their motivation in learning decrease because like bored or something like that, we do the games in a meeting. So the last meeting is only for games, but of course using English. So that's the way how I and my companion encourage the students to be more engaged and still have the motivation for learning English in our class. Thank you. All right, thank you very much for all the judges. Thank you very much your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you to ICT Maria for amazing presentation and ladies and gentlemen, we have some technique problem. So wait a minute. We will continue the final Mashudi Award. A couple di mute ya. 1, 2, cek. Ladies and gentlemen, let us to continue for the next finalist. Please welcome to Mia Rosliana from the Faculty of Educational Science and Teachers Training, English Education, with the advocacy title Equality for Education.
All right, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. To the honorable, all of the juries, committee, and all of the listeners, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mihrabian. I'm from English Education Department, and of course, I'm from Siliwangi University. Here in a final round of Mashudi Award, I wanna share about my experience and my stories about my advocacy. So my advocacy is about equality for education. All right. So this is my advocacy. Exactly, I do my advocacy. It's just like community service and what is it, volunteering activities that what is it, happen in education background. So my advocacy is coming from the issues. I think these issues is what is it, happen in every place in Indonesia, especially in my city. Exactly, it is not my city. It's the district. The district is Garut. So this is I wanna what is it, explain about the small things like the gap about the education in the village areas and cities areas, and this is coming from the issues on my what is it, on my society. So I wanna make what is it, underline the thing that I will brought for this advocacy is about the teacher contribution and learning materials. So can you see this one? This is the village that I do my community service. It's a very small village and very far away from my house. It's about 46 kilometers from my house, and I think the length is the same with when I go to this university. And as you can see, this is the participant of my community service. So I have a lot of participants in my what is it, my advocacy. It's about more than 100 participants, and this is include all of the student or non-student in Bojong Village. And the range of the age is from 4 years old until 18 years old. All right. So how I do the advocacy? Exactly, this is like I said before that I brought two main issues in the Bojong Village. The first one is teacher contribution, and the second one is education facilities. So in teaching contribution, so we teach four times in a week, and it's different places in a week. You know that we for the example, today I teach English, and for the week I teach math and something like that. And this is for the educational facilities. Exactly, this is a small areas in Bojong Village. So there is no library there. So we have our advocacy
for my library, it is a small library called as Pojok Baca, but it consists more than 400 books, and the subject is very, what is it? A lot of subjects like math, physics, chemistry, and a lot of the subject covering in this book. And what is it? This is cover all of the age from the preschool until undergraduate. All right. So why my advocacy is important? As I said before, this is coming from the gap of educational in the village and in the cities areas. So if we compare that two places, I think we can see that this is have a big gap, especially in teaching contribution and what is it, learning materials. Because I think this is come because from the what is it infrastructure and something like that. It's very hard to visit the place that we will what is it to make our advocacy just like teaching activities. It's very far away from our base camp, just like 15 minutes, and the road is very difficult. It's very challenging there. And last is education as a foundation of nation. As we know that we want to make a small change as Siliwangi, as a university student that we have been called as agent of change. We want to make a small change, even though it has a what is it long-term benefit for the society. And I will close my statement with Nelson Mandela's quote that education is the most powerful weapon which can use to change the world. And I hope our advocacy can be bridge for their precious future, specifically for change their what is it their self and their areas and to the broad areas is like to change the whole world. And as I said, as I write in eBay Instagram that our time may be limited there because we just have 30 days for make a small change in Bojong Village, but the dreams that we bring will last forever. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Hi, Mia. Okay, so of course I have read all these things, but I like to know what does it mean by equality here in your advocacy, and why is it something that people have to know?
All right. Thank you for the question. I will try to answer. The equality here is mean that the gap that I really know this for a long time, and I think everyone will know this. The gap between the education in the village and in the city. So as what is it in my society, of course, just like in the city we have a very big library, we have a very luxurious library, but in the village we have no one. And I think I wanna make it equal in small scale because yeah, we just have 30 days for like a change in Bojong village. Why this is very important? When I come to the village and the first thing that I ask to them is, what is your dream? And you know what? A lot of them have a very big dreams like teacher, doctor, and something like that. And I think it's not their fault that when they cannot achieve that because the condition of the society can also support what is it their achievement. It's like maybe I know someone that comes from a very small village that he can what is it study in Edinburgh and and I think I wanna make a hub for them. I wanna be what is it a bridge for them to achieve their goal.
All right. It's very simple. My question. So how would you conduct it in the future? How you make it even have a greater impact to the future? So I know that you did it in a very small scale, and how would you conduct it? How would you make it even greater?
Right. Thank you for the question. It's a really great question. Exactly, this is come from when I entered this Siliwangi, agency of university. That first time I have not dreams for being a teacher, but now and when I have just like my volunteer activity support that time from March until April, the desires in myself is I want to change something in my society, the very small scale. But later, exactly I what is it, follow some activities like something like that. And I try to make it, to make my impact more broader to my society. And I think just like, I think I wanna make a lot of volunteer activities in the future. Of course, when I really think that being a teacher now maybe it's not something that, so a lot of people want to for daily things, but for me, I want to be a teacher for like just a small change and larger change in society. And I think the whole system can be changed if the education in Indonesia is more better established.
Hi, Mia. How are you today? Right. It's a very interesting of your presentation. Actually, I just want to confirm. You say that you built small library called Pojok Baca. Okay. How can you manage them?
Thank you for the question. So the first thing that for Project Baca, we have the book lot of books from the government. So one of my friends has the relation with government, so they both us a lot of books for for make us Project Baca or Project. And for the future, how can I manage it? Even though that I'm now here and my volunteer activities done. Exactly, we have a relation with the government in Bojongkulur. So in the future, that we will, firstly, the government want to make a library in their office, but right now, for some issues, it cannot be happen. So in the future, I think I still in contact with the government for for making library for the improvement and for the largest library in Bojongkulur.
Okay.
Yes, it is the relation with the government because the government in Bojongkulur is very support us for my library.
All right. Thank you, Mia.
Yeah, Mia. From me, yeah, in your opinion, what should be improved to increase the quality of online learning education actually in remote areas? Yeah, in your opinion, what should be improved or provided by the government and by the local government actually to increase the quality of online education, yeah, particularly in online education in remote areas. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the question. It's a great question. Yes, as I faced before in Bojongkulur, it's very, I think it's a little bit difficult for improving the technology in remote area. The first thing I think for what being an issue is the signal. So it's very the area is very small for doing signal, and some of the students in Siliwangi University also for for my confinement they just come closer to the tower and something like that. But for information, it's need to be need to have a relation with the government in Bangladesh. And I think the first thing that for the district now, I think the teacher needs to be aware of the government. I mean, when our president is get the easily for my education and in this pandemic area, that give us the quota and stuff like that. And I think it can support all of the educational activities, even for in remote areas. We think it's still quite impossible. But oh yes, I have something in Bojongkulur. So in the office of Bojongkulur, they have Wi-Fi. So I think it can improve their the student in Bojongkulur for improve their activities and educational activities. In this situation? So it's just a little thing that can support support the activities that happen in Bojongkulur.
Thank
All right. Thank you for your
you. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunities that is given to me so that I could stand here in front of all distinguished judges and the audiences to present my advocacy with the title Sahabat Guru, Where Newbies Grow Together. My name is Acep Kapar Aulia. I am from English Education Department, Siliwangi University. Please. In this presentation, I would divide into 5 parts. The first one is Sahabat Guru at a glance. The second is our targets. The third is our platforms, and the fourth, our activities, and the fifth, testimonials. Next, please. Early years of teaching career is indeed a challenging time for every novice teachers. Of course, because this is the time when novice teachers should shift from the pre-service teachers into novice teachers. I myself have been in this situation, and yes, the challenges are real. Having some problems in common make me and my friends to form Sahabat Guru as a place for novice teachers to get insight and inspiration about any kinds of teaching related issues, and also to get connected with numerous passionate English teachers. Next, please. And our targets, of course, the novice teachers, as well as pre-service teachers that would start their teaching career in immediate time. And our platform that we use is WhatsApp, and Zoom, because it is in a pandemic situation. So we are going to try to connect the teachers from many places to be in this community and learn together. So what are the activities of my advocacy? There are two main activities in this advocacy. The first one is one member, one method, and the second is discussion. In the first activity, every member in the group or in the community should present one particular method or one particular teaching strategies to teach one particular skill, such as teaching reading, teaching writing, or teaching speaking, so that they can share new ideas to others. And we also can get ideas when we are listening to other members' presentation. Also, there is discussion session where members can share their problems or issues that happen or arising in the classroom, starting from classroom management or maybe school administrative tasks that is really demanding for us to do or to accomplish. And then we've got several feedbacks, and this is positive feedbacks from the members of this advocacy or this community, which show that Sahabat Guru has helped novice teachers to get insight, and then to be able to learn together about teaching strategies, and then they be able to teach excellently even in the worst condition in the middle of pandemic situation, and also to get motivated because this community creates some such kind of supporting system from the member itself. And I would close this presentation by the quotes that if we are trying to give someone with a cup of coffee, the first thing that we need to have is a cup of coffee. If we are trying to make someone happy, the first thing that we need to have is the happiness. And when a teacher wanted to make their students to motivate in learning, so the first thing that we need to have is the motivation to learn itself. So yeah, Sahabat Guru is the best place for teachers to learn together so that they can motivate their students to learn better. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, Acep, from me, the question from me. All right, based on your discussion result with your friend in Sahabat Guru, what are the challenges faced by the teachers or instructors in online teaching and learning process?
Okay, thank you for the question. Actually, we have found some challenges in online learning process, but I would like to highlight two the main challenges of the online learning. The first one is how to deliver the material, because there is my main difference between when we are trying to deliver the material offline between offline and online. So we are trying to figuring out how to deliver material in the online situation and make sure that our students can receive the materials well. And the second one is about the students and teachers interaction. It is really limited, so that we can make sure that our students is understand or not, as understanding the material or not, and also about the students teacher behavior. I mean, how students interact with teachers. Yeah, I could admit that students when doing online learning is like slightly impolite in how they communicate. It is different when we are facing in offline, face to face online, face to face learning. That is, I think, it is the big challenges. Except is the minor challenges such as the network or maybe technical problem. It is, I think, it is always happen. Yeah, and then it is, but for those two challenges, I think it is the main problems in our online learning.
Okay, then sorry. Acep, your idea is very unique, so I really like it. My question is that when it comes to education, we understand that at least there are three stakeholders. We call it teacher, student, and curriculum, isn't it? So why do you care so much about the well-being of teacher over the other two? And why is it so important to you?
Thank you very much. All right, yes, that is true that in education there are three components that have the roles, yeah, the roles that is teachers, curriculum, and the students. But in my opinion, that teachers is the key. Is the key how teachers could use the curriculum, how teachers could understand the curriculum, how teachers could manifest the curriculum into the ideal learning environment. And students, it depends to us, to the teachers, because students, when teachers could motivate students to learn, or when teachers could provide the ideal and unique or creative online learning or offline learning environment, students will automatically follow what we are going to do. It is because how the curriculum is only the guide. Yeah, no matter good or bad the guide is, if the teacher as the actor of the education could try to manifest it into the good one, into the best one, so yeah, the curriculum will follow the effectiveness of the learning.
Okay, can I have one more? So today, the teaching profession is a little bit underrated. Many young generation do not see it as prospecting career. So in your opinion, why is that happening?
Well, in terms of why do teachers or young generation do not want to be a teacher, I think it is because it is hard to be a teacher with the staff and stable income. In my opinion, because I have observed my friends who are graduated last year in my batch, and then yeah, there are so many opportunities for them to be a teacher, but when it comes to income, so yeah, many of them is like, I think I would like to be that kind of job. Yeah, I think it is what is the reality right now.
Okay, what would be your suggestion then to improve that?
Actually, this suggestion is addressed to the government, to the stakeholder, like making such kind of regulation of how teachers should be paid in outside of the civil servant. Yeah, civil servant is they have like, I think it is sufficient income for teachers, but for teachers who are in Indonesia we call honor, yeah, we need to create such kind of regulation. We need to create such kind of regulation, but I'm still figuring out how to, because I am not in the field of political science on it. Yeah, but if I could suggest, I would like to encourage the stakeholders in education board, in the government, to like make such kind of regulation. How schools should pay the teachers, how the government should pay the teachers, because I think this should be improved.
Still have time? All right. Acep, how are you doing? How are you doing?
Oh, great.
All right. You state in your paper that Sahabat Guru comes as the community. Is that yours community? You built that community?
Yes, we built together.
All right. So how the roles of that community? Yes.
The role of the community.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, the role of the community is to help the teachers, the new teachers who just started their teaching career to be together and then plan together how to survive in their first year of career. Because as I experienced myself with my friends also, when we entered a teaching career as the first as the newbie, there have been challenges in the career such as we need to uh, we need to we need to adapt in the environment, and it becomes worse because now it is a new situation. When we are trying the first time of teaching, we do it online. It is really different because I myself did not experience online teaching. I mean online learning, because last year when online learning is implemented, I have been in an 8th semester, so I have an experience in online learning. But yeah, I think it is kind of challenging, kind of demanding task. So we try to be the place, we try to be the platform for all of the teachers to just practice the try to learn together to be how to solve those issues arising in the classroom.
Did you invite some instructors to share something in your community?
All right. Actually, it is one of our upcoming program. Yeah,
Okay.
our upcoming program. So in the previous program, we just share it together. Yeah, but now we have been now. What is the problem? What are the problems arising so that we can make such kind of ideas, and probably in next month or in next periods or in the next program, we will invite the instructors who are experts in some areas.
Right. Thank you, Achap.
Okay. So how would you encourage other teachers to join your program? What are some plans you have already in your mind?
Actually, entering my advocacy in this event is also my plan or my method to spread the awareness of the importance of Sahabat Guru itself. So after this, I hope that many teachers, much teachers could say that we have Sahabat Guru here, and then many teachers could participate in this community. Besides, I also will be trying to spreading the information in social media much intensively, so that yeah, we can get broader reach. We can reach the broader areas of the broader range of the course. Thank you very much for your questions. The distinguished judges, and thank you very much for your audiences. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for Acep Gafar Aulia for the amazing presentation. And let's continue with the next panel. Please welcome to Dudu Badrujaman from the Faculty of Educational Science and Teachers Track English Education with the title Educating the People for Education Safe.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum.
Honorable all judges and committees. My name is Dudu Badruzaman, and I am from English Education Department. And I would like to introduce my advocacy. It is about education, mainly to increase people awareness of the importance of education and to get more people to get into university and bachelor degree. Because in my community, getting a high school degree is already common, and it's not really our problem anymore. And next, please. Here's the reason why I make this advocacy. The first one, when I have a conversation with my elementary teachers about the lack of human resources in our community, it is mainly when the school need a new teachers, we have no resources for that. So for being a teacher, we need to have at least a bachelor degree and the certification. So there's majority of us don't have that. So, and then the next one is about the people are starting moving out to the city because in the city we have more facility and public facility that easy to access and make a better living. So my vision for the future is to have all of that facility in my hometown. People don't have to move out to get a better living. And then I want to develop and increase the value of our resources. For example, majority of us are farmers, but the next generation are more likely to not being a farmer. So when I see that problem, I want to increase the value of that. And my inspiration was the new coffee shop that originally comes from a coffee farm in the mountain. And then to make to make more job availability. So people that usually go to major city to have a better job, they are having a job in our hometown. Then they don't have to leave the town. Next, please. And the target for my advocacy was the people in my neighborhood, and for the major scale, my entire hometown. How would I do this is to prepare about the administration, and then of course to prepare the permission from the local authority. And then first I will increase people awareness about the importance of education, and the people awareness about this is really important because see education as a solution for the better future. And then I will also to how to get into university and college because we don't really know about this before. And it is my struggle back then when I want to continue my education and I want to give the next generation a better chance to get the better education. And by doing this, I hope the next generation don't have the same struggle as me to build a better future. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, Dudu. So, what you're talking about is very relevant, I think, in Indonesia, especially when people do not really, they're not really aware of why going to school is very important. But at the same time, I like that today's education is also a little bit problematic. You know what I mean? Where the graduates does not really correspond to what they learn in the classroom does not really correspond to what actually needed outside of the classroom. So it results in a lot of unemployment. So what's your opinion about that, and how do you see that based on your advocacy?
Okay. For the graduates that are not supposed to, do what they're supposed to do, like based on their major, for example, I think it is really common, and I'm one of them. And for me, it is not a huge problem because education is like changing people's perspective on something, and they are able to do something much complex, and we see the better like solution for something around us, and then we can make that as the solution for changing our environment to be a better environment.
Right. So many parents, especially in remote villages, they're not really aware of the importance of education, right? Meanwhile, as you mentioned, and I think everyone agrees that education is very important, at least to provide more opportunities, right? But then the problem is that now going to school does not really guarantee you to have better life, for example. So how are you going to say that to the people there? Okay, maybe they ask, well, I don't have to go to school. I can just be a farmer and I can earn a living, for example. And if someone says like that, and what are you gonna answer that? How's you gonna answer that?
Yeah, when in my advocacy, I already present that the second step will be increasing people awareness of the importance of education, how education will change like the way our thinking, the way we think about something, and how education change the way we see the environment. So that's what it did to me so far. And I see that like Pak Nana said about education is not the guarantee you to be successful. And I see that in my community, like people say the same thing. And what they really happen is their children are not following their parents to become farmer. That's why I want to increase the value of our resources instead of what's happening right now when their children are going into Jakarta to have a job. And I want that people, when they comes to continue to university, for example, taking an agriculture and taking all of that knowledge to develop a better development of the resources that already exist.
So yeah, when it comes to education, when it comes to talking education, it's quite really complex. Yeah, especially right now, it doesn't guarantee us neither for the future something like that, because as some people who live in my village, they have better financial situation because of not really their education, but really the courage, something like that, to be an entrepreneur, something like that. But the question right here is that you want to educate the people, right? So how, in what ways you are going to educate them? I mean, just by telling them, just or it will be much more practical, or how, something like that.
Thank you for the question. And the way I do this, the way I did this advocacy will be like, of course, it will follow the regulation of current situation, and the target will be like step by step from my own neighborhood first, and then the bigger target will be my entire hometown. By that, the target age will be really general, because I want to tell the teenagers that will continue their education about how to get to university and college, and also to tell the parents about how important is education, because that's one of the problem when parents can support their kids to continue their education. And to do that, I will, of course, I will tell them personally, and I will open like a mentoring session for each of them to talk to me about what their problem is. It about the money? Is it about how they are? Is it about they don't know how to get like the selections like SBMPTN, SNMPTN? That sort of things is something that a lot of people don't know, and they usually asking for that information. Thank you.
Is the, okay. All right. A simple question, because you have already these kinds of activities, isn't it?
Pardon?
You have already these kinds of activities.
Yes.
All right. So what kinds of challenges do you face when you do these activities?
The challenges will be to gather the community to talk about this. Like when people are busy going to like rice field, going to their job, and I don't have enough, like it's not certain what time is it for to talk to them or doing this advocacy to them. That's the challenge.
So how to face that many kinds of problems?
Of course, I will find the appropriate time to do this advocacy, and it is really situational.
All right, thank you.
All right, from me, it's a simple question. You know that to build the awareness of the education importance requires long period of time. Yeah. The problem is how do you sustain the program?
To sustain the program, to sustain the program, of course, what I did is the first step for the next generation to be able to reach at least a higher degree of education. So hopefully, the next generation after that, it will be fluidly follow the things that already happened for that. Thank you for all of the judges and committee. Wassalamualaikum.
Thank you very much for Dudu Badujama for the amazing presentation, and we will break for a minute for reading of Pancasila. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue with the next finalist. Please welcome Nurul Hidayat from the Faculty of Social Science and Political Science with the title Personal Development through Model Nation.
Jana Chachola said, no voice is too soft when that voice speaks for others. There is no limitation in contributions. Representing yourself for others is something worth in the midst of the complexity of the world problems. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable, the adjudicators, and also the chairpersons and the timekeeper. Thank you for the time and opportunity given to me. Allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Nurul Hidayat, a final year student of political science, Siliwangi University. In today's occasions, I would proudly present one of the important lists in my life, especially before I graduate from this beloved campus, which is Siliwangi University. And that is a club dedicated for myself and also for my environment in here, a club named Global Studies Club. And this is related to my presentations, personal development through model United Nations. And let me introduce you what is actually Global Studies Club itself. Global Studies Club is a study club dedicated to active students in Siliwangi University who loves to discuss about international issues. So simply that the Global Studies Club itself is such a platform or place for the students who want to discuss and also have the have interest in talking about international issues and also caring about the world problem and also the interest of giving solution and mechanism to the existence of the world problem itself. And what is actually our main activity in the Global Studies Club itself? The first is, of course, Model United Nations, and second is I Share. And I would actually introduce you first to the Model United Nations itself. Model United Nations itself is one of the activity related to the United Nations conferences in which that we gathered as a participant of the country. Like, for example, me represents Korea or me represent Indonesia, for example. And also we are together talking about the world issues and trying to find a best solution and also mechanism to solve that problem actually. And also the areas of interest in this global studies stuff, the first is about international. Second is about foreign policy, and third is about human rights and fourth, research and analysis, and English, and so on and so forth. Next. And why I choose Model United Nations as the basic activity in global studies itself. The first is patience. For me, this is actually a unique story because contribution for me isn't always about making a big movement, campaign, or simply giving something to the society as a whole. But in understanding contribution itself, I try to actually aware of my immediate environment first, which is here in my home, Siliwangi University itself. I tried to meet and also having some conversation with several students here, and some of them were my friends, and some were spontaneously met for the first time. And I found that there are a lot of people, there are a lot of students in Siliwangi University itself have the great ability and also have the similar interest with me, like for example in English, in international issue and also competition. So and also I also realized that there are a lot of students in Siliwangi University itself have joined several international conferences like Model United Nations and also another summit and so on and so forth. And I realized that they have a good preparation to join that conferences and also Model United Nations itself. So here I am standing here because I want to actually provide a place for those who actually want to participate in that conference and also Model United Nations itself. And here is the answer. I create this kind of club in Siliwangi University itself. And also, I actually making this club with another four of my friends, which is from economic faculty and also another faculty as well. So this is actually not just for represent my own patients, but this is actually the real answer for the students who actually still haven't found the right place to express their patients. And that is actually the first reason why the basic of this club is actually Model United Nation. And second, Model United Nation is a perfect place to learn, discuss, and introduce international relations issues to the student itself actually. And we realized that international relation issues is very important now, ladies and gentlemen, especially in the midst of pandemic itself. The nations in the world should actually cooperate to solve this kind of problem, and also the way on how each of the nation is trying to operate to actually find the best solution, especially like vaccination and also the mechanism on how to actually protect their own society from this kind of virus itself, ladies and gentlemen. And not about the virus itself actually, because I already mentioned first the key interest of this kind of club or this kind of activity, which is not only about the health issue and so on and so forth. And thank you.
From me first. Yeah, Nurul Hidayat, yeah. I'm really interested in your topic because it is very important to build the academic atmosphere, yeah, for undergraduate students. My question is it local activity in this university only, or it is a part of the association or activities available in the other universities or in the world?
Global Studies Club itself, like what I mentioned first, is special for Siliwangi University students. But of course, there are a lot of similar clubs in other campus, like this kind of club, for example. And because I found that there is no club like this at Until. So I actually stand here to represent this. So there is not actually I don't want to what's there. I don't want any other student in Unsil find some confusions when they want to actually join and learn, join international conferences, and so simply gather with another student who have similar interest in English, in international relation issues, and competition, for example. So yeah, another focus for me also is actually to create active atmosphere in around Siliwangi University students, and that's actually my focus before I graduate from Siliwangi University because I'm now a final year student in political science.
Yeah, thank you. I really support your program.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Hello, Nurul.
Hello.
So you've got a debater style, and that reminds me a lot about debating time back in college. Okay, this is very good because, you know, debating is like sort of teaching critical thinking and all about issues, and that's something like we have to think about as well. But my first question is, why is it very important for UNSIL students to go global in your opinion?
The first is that because I realized that there is no place like this in university in Unsil itself. And second, I believe that the skill and also the ability that will other students get from this kind of activity from the Indonesia itself would actually help them to increase their quality of life, to build their good personality in life, actually, because in these modern nations, the important thing is about the process. It's about what will we get from this kind of activity, not about, oh, this is actually an international club or including English. So I would be so famous if I join this kind of club. No, but actually I try to focus to the process. The process itself would actually form and build the student to have a great personality, to have a great quality, because the skill that we'll get, like for example, negotiation skill, and also the debate skill, the research skill, and also the problem solving skill, actually become the thing that is very important when they graduate from this university as well. And also not just for that, actually, because in our daily life we actually engage with such kind of thing, like we should actually solve the problem, like simply maybe in the personal relationship, and also problem in friends, and also problem in their workplace, and also problem in the class, for example. So this actually will help them to find the best solutions, to manage emotions also when they actually face with this kind of problem, actually. So this kind of what's that? The point I would like to what's that? Up in this lab is is of course the process, and also the point that we'll get by the student from this kind of activity. Thank you.
Okay, I have second question, sorry. Debating is supposed to be an intelligent conversation, isn't it? But sometimes it is hard, especially in Indonesia, to talk like, in a fair way when we talk about an issue in an open way. So what do you think many, especially young generation in Indonesia, are not really into critical discussions? And how is your club can, help that? Thank you.
Okay. This is actually my personal experience. I always want to talk about everything. I always encourage my friend to do a discussion, just more discussion in something like that, and also in another place in field. But I feel so sad because some of them don't want to actually join with me, and I'm alone here. So I don't know what to do. And also, I actually still want to bring my passion. I try to actually join with several what's that? Several training, like what I joined in Universitas Indonesia when I joined Moon training, and also I try to join also in several Moon competition in Indonesia, and that will become a good thing for me to actually start this club. And also, this is actually important to indirectly give the motivation to other students, in which that I hope they realize that this kind of activity, like the skill from debate, and also the skill from MUN, like critical thinking, and also caring about the world issue, caring about their own issues in their immediate environment, would actually would actually influence them to start to think about debate activity, to start to think about starting Moon activity as their passion, especially. So yeah, that's actually what I've done in my life to actually encouraging another student in Siliwangi University to join with me in this club. But yeah, there are also a lot of students in Siliwangi University who directly say that they interest with this kind of club. So I'm happy actually.
Still have time? All right, 3 minutes. Thank you. Nurul Hidayat, I do appreciate what you did because you are from political science. Okay, it is a surprise me because mostly it's become from English department, but you are from political science. Is really awesome, I think. Okay, related to your program, Model United Nation, right? Have you ever, over this program to the university? Yes, officially.
Not yet, but in my experience, like my friends who joined this club, they try to engage with their official in their own faculty, like for example, to asking support for them to join this kind of nations, and surprisingly, the official also support them to join like multi conferences in the campus, actually competition and so on and so forth. So I think in the future, when I actually graduate from this university, I hope that another member in this club would continue this, and also I have also planned to creating this as an official club in this campus, and I will try to actually ask for support from the officials, and I believe that all of the officials in Siliwangi University would actually support the creation of this.
How many members that are already joining your community?
When I first established this club, actually in 2018, but it's took a while when a pandemic faced us, and with at first we have 20, 25, yeah, 24 member that joined this club or global studies club, and I tried to actually adapt with these situations in the midst of pandemic stuff. So like I have actually told several MUN IOI like giving introductions about MUN to our member and also our new member, which is the 2020, and I think that it would be added when the new student from 2021 come to this university as well. So this is actually a good prospect, not only for the student, but also for the official to expose the student in Siliwangi University to the international atmosphere, to the international competitions, so that they would have a very great skill, that they would have very great ability, and also the very important thing is experience. The experience that would build their personality, the experience that would build their emotion, their personality, their quality, and so on and so forth. So, yeah,
Did you join with another community like this? The same community like yours?
In Unsil?
Maybe around Unsil or maybe outside Unsil?
Around Unsil, my focus is actually still similar with global studies club, but I try to join with several organizations like Sahabat Beasiswa, which is actually a little bit different. The what's that in the focus studies club in Sahabat Beasiswa, I was a member and try to sharing about the scholarship to the student.
How to get the scholarship?
Tasik, for example, because about the open their chapter in Tasikmalaya, and I was a part of that Tasik. So that is actually another advocacy. Actually, but yeah. I also joined with English Student Society in Siliwangi University, but we also realized that CDS still haven't become an official club like academic stuff. So yeah, but I don't actually, but I don't actually, don't actually care about the about the label, whether they are official or even just a blog. I just want to actually add the experience for my life in my life, especially when I still become a student in Siliwangi University. So with joining BDS and also creating global studies club.
Yeah, maybe for the future you can try to propose to add your community to the the legal officially, so it will more benefit for others.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm sorry if there are several mistakes that are done. Thank you so much for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for Nurul Hudayat for the amazing presentation. And next, please welcome Asri Ainunisa from the Faculty of Educational Science and Teachers Training English Education Program with the title Effective Presentation for Unsil Students as Future Leaders.
The honorable judges, and also the respectful virtual audience. I'm Asli Ainunisa from Education Department. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I'm going to talk about a very interesting thing, which is it is the skill that should be mastered by all Unsil students with no exception, as future leaders, which is effective presentation. The first thing that we have to understand is that why Unsil students have to be able to have effective presentation. Because we are Unsil students are the future leaders. Whatever scale it is, as small as being a mom in a family, for example, or being a teacher in a classroom, or being a leader in the classroom or in a company, and etc. We will be future leaders. All right. So in 2020, I applied the effective presentation training for the revision course of public speaking, and also I have a training for public speaking class in English camp in 2020, and the survey showed that they can improve their public speaking skill, especially presentation, because they know what to do. So therefore, here I'm not only talking about my advocacy, but also I will share to all Unsil students in that watch me in the virtual about effective presentation. In effective presentation, at least we have to know the communication model and how to do an effective presentation itself. So I'm going to introduce Mihrabian's communication model. Mihrabian's communication model is the model of communication that is relating the feelings and attitudes of the audience toward the speaker. So we are also students have to know about what that should be considered while we are presenting something, the message or the visions of the leaders itself, for example. The first thing that we have to consider is that visual communication. It holds 55%. It holds 55% from the attitudes and also feelings from the audience. It's about confidence. How to build confidence and why confidence matters. The first thing is that when we confidence to speak in the front of people, they will trust to us, and it will easily to take a clear action and accomplish a good action, for example. So to build confidence is that the first we have to understand deep about what is being brought in the presentation itself, and then the second one we have to prepare for it, whatever preparation it is. And the second one we have to do eye contact. Why eye contact matters here? Because communication is something that is reciprocal process. After we give stimulus, we will ask for the feedback, whatever feedback it is. For example, only nodding or smiling or even doing the same eye contact, for example. And the next one is gesture. You have to have solid gesture. And there are two parts of gesture. The first is upper and lower. And for example, we do presentation, we want to use hand and hand in the lower one, we have to move it to the upper. So we can use the upper gesture to make the audience focus on only one gesture. The next one is facial expression. Of course, we have to show our emotion. For example, we're happy or we are sad or we hope that audience want to take clear action in our message, for example. So it all is concluded on appearance. What is visible from the speakers itself. And the next one is vocal communication. Vocal communication is how something, it has 38% that it is about intonation, how to how to adjust the volume in this building area, for example, and also articulation and etc. And the next one is verbal communication. It holds 7%, which is that is literally being said. It is about word choices and also it's about language features and etc. So even if it has it has different values, but it doesn't mean that it's all not give the contribution. But Mihrabian want to show that we if we want to have a presentation, we have to having well synchronized about from the visual, vocal, and also verbal communication. I'm Asra Indonesia. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, Asri, very unique idea as well. And I believe this is quite relevant because, of course, public speaking would be the lives of students and all of us basically. But first of all, about this Mihrabian's model, I believe that this is an ideal model in an offline way. To what extent this model can be applied in the online presentation, as we are now doing a lot. And what would be the weaknesses of this model in your opinion that perhaps maybe to some extent this model needs to be improved, for example? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. The first thing is that how could we apply this model on an online way? So even Mihrabian said that it's not it is cannot be applied to all context of a presentation, but also it can be used in an online way. Even it is only the basic knowledge of public speaking. For example, even not all can be used, but there is several things that, for example, eye contact that can be used for the online presenter. For example, we can look into look at the cams or the lens of the presentation itself. I mean here is that when I do online presentations as well, and when I try my participants, they said that I didn't do eye contact, so it means that eye contact is well useful for online presentation. And also confidence, of course, it can be seen whether we are know more about the topic or we don't whether or not we prepare for it, etc. So and also other vocal and also verbal communication. It's also useful for online way because when of course we have just with our volume of speaking, of course, and also speech rate. For example, we cannot talk too fast in online ways because, for example, because there is technical issues, etc. So that's one thing that I believe that this model can be useful as well for online way. Yeah, online presentation. I mean. So the next question is that what is the drawback or what are the drawbacks about this model? Well, the Mihrabians as well said that this model can be used cannot be used for every context of presentation. The context means is that the formalities of the presentation and also about the the situations of the presentations itself. So therefore, we believe that every presenter have to adjust the way or their strategy on presenting the vision or the message, but they have to know about this model. So I believe by integrating this model and also the ability from the presenter itself that is not a part of the model of Mihrabians, it will be a better way of life. Thank you.
May I? All right. Mihrabian communication. Can you give me briefly explanation related to this model?
Okay, so this model is about how presenter have to consent about their self and also about his preparation for doing the presentation. So it's all about
Why it's called Mihrabian?
because the proposal is coming from Albert Mihrabian. His lecturer in University of California.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's not yours, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, for me, what is the main objective actually to practice the students' presentation?
All right then. Well, the core value or the main objective of the presentation itself is that how to convey the message or the vision of a leader, for example. So then the audience around the leaders itself will understand how to do or what to do, or they will be able to accomplish clear action because the leaders itself are able to communicate the vision properly. So that's why all Until students have to be able to have effective presentation in order to be understood well by the people around in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that there are various types of public speaking there or being a presenter. And what's the main context you want to achieve by their program?
Yeah. The main objective is that want to give the preparation for all students for a effective presentation. Yeah. So the context is about presentation.
Okay, so it's also related to the previous questions. Yeah, why does this really matter? This model of Mihrabian communication model, as there are a lot of models, that already exist, something like that. So why this one mattered a lot?
Okay, thank you for the question. Well, actually, there are many models, and one of them is that proposed by Shannon and also Weber, 1984. He said that communications is a reciprocal thing, or interactional, in which after giving stimulus, we have to ask the feedback, whatever feedback it is. So I do believe there are many models out there, but I believe that this is one of the ideal model of communication. So therefore, I want to share this to all of the students. By having a solid vocal communication, verbal communication, and visual communication, we are also students will be having effective presentations as the preparations for being a future leader. I'm Asria Indonesia. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for Asri Ainunisa for the presentation. And the next finalist, please welcome Jehan Ainusam from the Faculty of Educational Science and Teachers Training, English Education Department, with the title EED Chat Rooms, the only chat that you don't want to miss.
Good morning. All right. So ED chat room. ED stands for English Education Department. And also first I would like to introduce myself. I'm Zehana Bustia from English Education Department. So this is based on my experience with my friends in university. Well, there were a problem in a final paper accomplishment. And why is it so? Because first it is a pandemic and where we become slightly sluggish and also unmotivated a little. Also, the problem I face for EED itself, with EED chat room itself, for the final paper accomplishment itself is that many of my friends, they were unable to articulate what they intended to deliver to their supervisors. And also, in other hand, the supervisor gave them the advice where they were unable to interpret what the supervisor to deliver to them. So it was a miscommunication, and that was the main problem. And the second, it was the motivation itself, since they were like standing in the same room, and also like they were very unmotivated. They were nothing that could motivate them, and they were feeling overwhelmed because there were nobody that they could turn into to discuss something like this, and that's why they were in a self rumination, and also they intend to neglect what they are supposed to do. Next. And this is what is the chat room itself. Next, please. Okay, so it's a medium for English education department and why I choose English education, and that's what's happening in my community. And it has been going on like since long ago, and I just realized that is when I was in my last semester. And also it's starting from freshman to senior university lab students, which aim to instill supportive, meaningful studying experience in order to improve the quality of university students' lives. And what we discuss is we discussed about main focus about the final paper accomplishment and then also the additional discussion. It's a tip-centric motivation university program. There's some student exchange program that were unexposed to all the students, and also like some references and soft skill like presentations, and also like how to articulate some of their ideas. And also the targeted participant here, like the main targeted participant is the last year university students of English education. Okay, and then it's going to be held like the general discussion. It's twice per month, and with the maximum hour of 2.5 hours. And there is an ongoing discussion. So this is what I already did and still going on. And also for the future, I hope there will be additional discussion. And this is for the first, second, and third English education department students. And also the general discussion, it will be discussing what I already talked about. It was about motivation and references, books, and skills, soft skill, academical skills, and then ongoing discussion through Telegram, because like it has a larger platform that everyone could sort of fit in there, and then there will be no information left behind, so it could be saved later on. Okay, so and the whole of the program is going to be conducted for 4 months. So it has a target. So in to sustain the ongoing activity itself. So okay, so why is it important? Since this is my friends and I conducted before, and I did a survey to the university students specifically in English education. Also to some of my friends, like they studied like 91% they studied that this is very important. And then there were the feedback from them before. They were very encouraged, unmotivated, and also confused. And they were just there were no motivation in my friends. And then after that, like my friends and I, we joined this, and then they were enlightened, motivated, and also like they were feeling that there is someone that they can turn to and share what problems they have in the university, and it also like reflects like what they have to do, and also in the communication. That's the main point. Like they were unable to articulate, like I mean this, but then it turned out like this, something like that. And also the additional, why is it also important? I already did the survey as well, like to the to my juniors, and then they said that they needed not only, well, there were surprisingly, there were one student said that like not only aware about the education but also mental health of students, like especially in this pandemic, like how they feel motivated and sort of like wanted to keep learning even though like they in the same place. Okay, and then 80% of them said that this is going to be very beneficial and fruitful for them. Okay, so I think that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Hello, Zehan. Very unique, very original, and I think this is something like quite essential that students, especially final year students, need. In order for them to accomplish the final paper or scriptsy on time. But my question is that scriptsy, I think for most of the students in Indonesia is not something quite positive.
Yeah.
Like their view is towards tend to be negative.
Yeah.
So why do you think like that? And my second question is that as your college student and you already graduated, so you have passed scriptsy stage. So is scriptsy still relevant in higher education?
Excuse me for the second question.
Is scriptsy still relevant in higher education?
Mhm.
Thank you.
All right. So for the first question itself, it's why some students think that it is something like scary. Okay, so there were a lot of perspective of it. The first, probably they heard their seniors or any other rumors that, this is going to be so hard. That you need to like this, to do like that. And there were rumors because my friends and I already experienced it, and it's not all about that. It's not how smart you are. It's not like how well educated you are. It's your commitment, and also like how are you going to articulate your idea into a concept, and also a support, of course, like from the people around. And the problem that I face and my friends face as well is like lack of support, and then also like there is no medium that we could articulate what we are going to intend to do, because like it is a very what is it called, significant topic. It's talking about the research, and they were thinking that no, I don't want to do this research. Why do we have to do this? So their identity itself, like indicating that they're still a student, but here that we're trying to be a little writer or something, and it's not all that scary. And that's why I build this, like to try to spread the positivity itself to be their friends, like to emerge like that they also can do it. And it's not because like they are not able to do it. It's like you just need to have a courage. That's it. And I would like to spread this courage to all the university students so they don't have to feel so lonely. And also like the second, the question was that is it relevant for higher education about the thesis itself? Well, talking personally, the choice back to that person. If they want to continue, it's fine. If they don't, like it's how they choose. But it also affects the university and the department itself. Like how many of them like still there and then like being dropped out, or also like being stuck there in a last semester, and there's going to be affected to how the department runs. And if it's affected the department, and it's going to be affected the university, of the name of the department university itself, like how many students they graduated here and why don't you graduate it, and something like that. But for the student itself, like the thesis, I think there are many lessons. Probably it's not only academically, but also like how we train to be patient and committed at the same time, as well as improving our educational skill.
Yeah, thank you. But my question really is, do we still have to do scriptsy thing, or maybe we should abolish it and change with something different? Because I think there is a discussion that scriptsy is not quite relevant anymore for S1, yeah? So what do you think?
So my thought about the final paper examination itself, okay? Well, that's an interesting question. May I have a moment to think about that? Final education. So for me, practically, it could be changed into something that is more practical. For example, like a program, like an internship program, or a program that the students could apply what they have learned in university into a real life situation, because that's what's happening. And also like sometimes like during the final paper accomplishments, like there were some students who didn't really do it like by themselves or something like that. But
on the other hand, research itself like would help to improve the education, like so that we could find out like what sort of the things that still lack in this education and what's also good. So my personal opinion is that it is not like mainly extinct there, but it changed in some practical real life situation, but it's still there. But it's not the requirement for a student or university student to pass the university.
Like giving them an option, right? Whether they want to do the research or whether they want to do like
Yes,
internship,
yes,
right?
the option is
Okay.
that they want to do the research or they want to do this with the same consideration and the same quality and the same vision for their future.
Okay, thank you.
All right, quite interesting because you said that it is, you suggest that it should be more practical.
Yes.
Can you give me an examples of that?
All right.
What do you mean by more practicals?
All right. I would take an example in English education department, since I'm from education department, that is the example that I could take right now, since it's relatable. So I think instead of doing the thesis, they could choose like to teach in certain kind of school that is not the school like here, but the school who need teacher, who need an envision teacher, who need a teacher like a fresh graduate teacher that could bring some changes to that school itself. Like for example, like they place in some village or remote area, and then also they bring some discussion to the teacher there. They improve like the quality of the teacher there. They share all the information from the university and they bring that from the city to the village or remote area so that it would be equally developed from all of the area.
But we have an internship program. What do you think about that?
Well, the internship program itself, of course, that's very good. And also like that's very, what is it called? It's very well exposure to, for the students to experience the international, to experience the international teaching. And also when they back like to their country, and then they will share all the experience and all the information and all the things they already learned from that country here. And through that, I think like it also has an impact. But I think it's gonna be better like if the internship itself, like it's placed in the most needed area so that the education is equal for everyone.
All right, thank you.
For me, you know that there are various types of chat room, yeah, and
Excuse me?
there are various types of chat room in internet.
Yeah.
Actually in mobile phone. And then my question is it containing EED, telling about EED? Is it containing learning media, sharing media, or advisory media?
It is containing the sharing media, I think. Because since we're using, what is it called? We're using Google Meet. So it is not like Google Classroom that we can put some materials there. So it's the discussion. It is a medium that people like could not like vent out to your friends. Like, for example, like I face this course, it's really hard for me. What should I do? What book references do you have? And something like that.
It is only to share something and then without any advisory or
With advice,
consultant?
of course, with advice. There will be some problem solving activity there. Like, for example, like I'm stuck in this final paper and my supervisor give me this, but I don't know what to do since I already done this. And that already happened like to my friends and me when we did the discussion.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so it's an interesting thing because it's what is it? It's close to us. What happens around us already,
Yes.
something like that. So my question is that what are the results so far, and then how would you describe that
Alright.
results?
The result was unexpectedly amazing. I didn't expect that it would turn out like this. So first, it was me like who thought like my friend came to my friends and also came to me, and then we had a discussion that I think we need to do something. And then like I did this, and also like my friend who already graduated, like they were amazingly kind, like to help as well. And also we built like this, and we have for each mentor, so we have mentors, like 6 mentors, like in general, and each mentors have members, 6 members, which mean our friends who are conducting their final paper accomplishment. And from each mentor, like at least 3 or 4 already graduated, like until we guide them until that they did it. Like we're saying that it's not because like this is what I did, I help you or something like that, but we didn't like to see our friends like being sad over this while we could help. How much time do I still have? How much time do I still have? Okay, so 2 minutes. So I would like to say something. ED education itself, like it's not only about the academical or how we would like to help them like to accomplish their final paper accomplishment. It's like we intended to manifest, like even though it's a little bit like a good thing, and if it is manifested well, and we hope that it's going to be spread out through the whole university, then if it's well manifested, then it's gonna bring back the quality of the university life and bring the quality of the department and bring the quality of the university. And with that, we hope it's going to be inspired to all the department, and it could be copy with this department and that department. And the point here is how to spread through the positivity and having meaningfully joyful studying experience. My name is Zahana Agustia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for Jehan Ainus Samsi for the amazing presentation. So we will move to the next finalist. So please welcome to Harry from the Faculty of Health Science, Public Health Department with the title Posyandu Remaja as the Asset of the Nation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ismi Asyari from Public Health Department, Faculty of Health Science. I want to deliver a presentation about Posyandu Remaja for the asset of the nation. Next. Ladies and gentlemen, we may all know about what is Posyandu. It is the full package health facilities and nearest to our house. But we have the evaluation. First, Posyandu is only for babies, and then second for adults, and third for elders. And in life cycle, there is adolescence, but we are not familiar with Posyandu for adolescents. So how adolescents get their health care? Next. Based on Minister of Health Regulation number 25 year 2014, adolescents are group of 10 until 18 years old. And since 2003, Minister of Health promoting Posyandu Remaja because problems we are facing right now, so many health problems. And next, situation in West Java is very sad. Only 57.92% of West Java residents have heard of HIV and AIDS, and only 17.63% of children aged 12 until 15 years old receive blood buster tablets. And there are only 670 Posyandu Remaja in West Java, and teenagers are using internet media. Why I get the idea for Posyandu Remaja? Because there are so many adolescents in West Java. There are not high school students anymore, so they want to receive health education from the school. So Posyandu Remaja is a good thing. Next. We must know that adolescents' health problems and the snowball effect in 10 years later. We know adolescents are a set of the nation, so we must invest health as in Posyandu Remaja so we can build a strong nation, because problems, they are illiterate and underuse of health services, and they meet challenges like free sex, smoke, drug abuse, and etc. And if we don't invest for Posyandu Remaja, 10 years from now, they will have HIV, AIDS, pulmonary disease, drug abuse, and etc. Next. So from theory of change, I get a roadmap. I know the problem is adolescents are illiterate and underuse of health service. And I think the input is 4 until 5 million adolescents in West Java. They can be a Posyandu cadre and Posyandu member. And I think early adopters that very good is sharing with Karang Taruna and stakeholders. For make the output is making Posyandu Remaja, and the outcome I expect is there are 80% adolescents active members, and every adolescent in my village get health counseling. And the impact, I think there are 1 Posyandu Remaja in every village in Sindang Kasih Regency by 2023. Next. And my idea of Posyandu Remaja in my version is thrice a month. So day 1 is held in building like Posyandu in common, the registration, measurement, recording, and counseling. And day 2 is with technology information like in WhatsApp, we can do socialization, film playing about health education and soft skill improvements because they have to psychomotor and cognitive skills. And day 3, they have to do self-literacy. Members read health monitoring book and re-explain to the cadre. And next, I think Posyandu Remaja is effective to improving quality of adolescents' health because Posyandu Remaja will make healthier and stronger adolescents. And Posyandu Remaja hybrid, like what I said before, is a form of stability of health service that close to its member and fit with the preference of adolescents in communication and information in technology. I think that's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, me first. Yeah, actually, it is a good program. Why? Because I found that Posyandu become a model to develop in Japan. I found the Minister of Health in Japan comes to one of Posyandu in Jakarta to develop Posyandu in Japan, and some of the students from Japan comes to Jakarta to learn the how to conduct Posyandu actually. Yeah, my question is, how are the teenager motivation to attend the program? As you know that there are so many activities, so many enjoyable performance in YouTube, entertainment in YouTube, for example. How to make them interested in this program?
Okay, first, thank you for the question. I once a teenager and I have friends, they are still teenagers, and ask them. So the motivation to get health education, health programs is first because they want to know about health reproduction because they are very limited access for them. And second, mostly boys, they have interest to build a health and strong body. And third, they, especially women, they have a desire to be a slim body, but it is not that healthy. So I can encourage them to go to Posyandu Remaja to make their knowledge of health reproductive is improving and their body will be more healthy. And I can get idol or a model like once Maudi Ayunda, she is very smart because she is very well, healthy, and etc.
Hello, Isni.
Hello.
So, when I read your advocacy, I was like, wow, this is something new I've heard and something like quite relevant because as you know that, health for adolescents is very important, but it is still something that not everyone pays attention to. And then now you come up with this is very good. But my question is that, and it seems so well established, like you have this plan and you want to achieve and all. So I believe that this is still a plan, or have you done this? That's my first question. And secondly, the second question already asked by Pasoni, so maybe I'm gonna move to the third question. How can this program be acknowledged by the government, because I think it has really good perspective to be, to be acknowledged by the government, to be a regular program and something like that.
Thank you, Mr. Nana. First, it is still a plan, and I, in my village, have delivered this idea to a midwife in our village. And the second answer is this program, especially in Ciamis Regency, the head of public health department in Dinas Kesehatan have the plan for one village have one posyandu remaja, and it will be very easy for me to inform the head of office about my plan in my village and in my kecamatan to make this posyandu remaja.
Yeah, please do it. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. That's really important. I think that so that adolescents have access to health problems and all, so they don't just try to read information from unreliable sources, for example. And please make sure the sustainability of this program so it keeps continue. So I think that's a little bit my question. I appreciate it. Very good.
All right, Isni. Very interesting. I really want to know more related to the activities. You say that the first day activity is for services, and then the second for online health conference, and the third one is self-help literacy. Can you explain more related to this?
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Eva. In first day, like a common posyandu service is in building. So the first day is to health checking. First day, check about their height and their weight and their blood tension, and then they can get counseling from the health workers. And also,
is that free of charge, or it's free of charge?
Yes, it is free of charge.
Okay.
Because posyandu remaja is mostly covered from dana desa.
All right.
Okay, and then after the counseling, they go to home, and second day it can be next day or next week online media, because they very busy, I think, from their school, or maybe some of them work. So the cadres are teenagers, because teenagers for teenagers. The cadre are teenager, they will have a group chat, or they can have a Google Meet or Zoom, and they share health information. Like this month is about health, reproduction health or nutritional health, and they can have a question and answer there. And third day is self-literacy, because posyandu is about empowerment. So they not just the object, but they subject too. So they can have their choice. They can explore more about health from health monitoring book that cadres deliver for them. They can read, and they explain to cadres to make sure that they are understand about the material.
So you invite many cadres to do that?
Yes, minimal 5 cadres.
5 cadres.
Yes.
Is that some of, what's that? Maybe training first to do that?
Yes, of course. We will have training of trainers first.
Okay. And who do that? You?
Yes.
With your friend?
Yes, I could do that with village midwife, and we can send it to the puskesmas, because it's program from the puskesmas.
Okay, so the government supports you?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
When you do this, do you get paid, or it is voluntarily based?
I'm sorry, can you?
When you do this, do you get paid or it is voluntary?
Okay, it is voluntary.
Wow, very good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because as a college student, I have to explore more and learn how to do things well. Like I'm from public health department and Posyandu Remaja is a thing for me. I can have a study because of Posyandu Remaja. It can become my thesis one day.
Good idea.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you for the judges and for in YouTube who are watching me. And I once again want to make more powerful ideas about Posyandu Remaja is have to be done in every area in West Java, especially in Ciamis, which is very support for the Posyandu Remaja program. And thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much for Isni Asyari for the amazing question. And finally, we will call the last finalist. So please welcome Rofia Ratnasari from the Faculty of Health Science, Public Health Department with the title Vaccinated or Not Vaccinated, Facing Challenges About Community Perception on COVID-19 Threat. Test. Good morning, the judges and everyone. Thank you for these opportunities. My name is Rofia. This is the problem where people decline having vaccination. Next. When it all began, for the first positive COVID-19 cases on March 2, 2020, until by June 20, 2021, the cases had increased rapidly, up more than 2 million cases. Even World Health Organization say that this disease might not disappear from Earth. The main roots of the problems appears that there are still differences in public perception in responding to the COVID-19 threats. While some argued that this pandemic was a product of a propaganda, conspiracies, hoaxes, or even an intentional attempt to spread fear through media for a profit. The West Java cyber hoax teams also said that the most regional that is often associated with hoaxes is in Bandung City, with 365 cases. There are two main concerns. First, from a physiological viewpoint, people intrigued with knowing secret knowledge and those who spread hoaxes are simply just enjoying the satisfaction to tell others about their own made-up stories. So my advocacy is about how to overcome public perception regarding the threat of COVID-19 from propaganda, conspiracies, and also hoaxes. Next. Therefore, my main population for the advocacy are people who live in Bandung City with an inclusion criteria 25 to 54 years old, have not been vaccinated, and active using media social. That advocacy took place where I was doing my internship program at a 4 location in Bandung. Next. So before I do my advocacy, of course, I tell them the purpose and the serious activities that needed to be done there. I also help my lecture research. The respondent who matches with my inclusion criteria, I give them the questionnaire survey. And then I do this for 5 minutes of their time to talk about that advocacy. So from the respondent, I know that people have one common goal. They want things to be stabilized and return back to normal as soon as possible before pandemic. So I told them that if you or your family believe in any information, whether it was hoaxes or not, please do these 4 steps. The first one, find a trusted and accurate platform such as the government official website, covid19.go.id, not on TikTok, Facebook, or even WhatsApp. And the second one, you should cross-check the information if you still have any doubt in your heart. Just tell to the one who got COVID-19 firsthand. And then the third one, you need to educate the mandatory of COVID-19 vaccine. What's the benefit for us? What's the benefit for the world? And the fourth one, stop being selfish and put all the interest of the people above all. And the bonus one, I also said that I have an Insta story poster and also comic in Bahasa and English at my Instagram and also my Harvard Cinderella English course. Next. So why is this advocacy is very important? Well, people could save many people's life by saying this advocacy to everyone, anytime, anywhere. We could increase the coverage of vaccination service. So they wanted to do vaccination by not believing in hoaxes. We can also educate people by reduce the transmission of COVID-19. And also, I hope that many children from Indonesia speak out more to their own family. I know they were older people, and sometimes they didn't want to know the truth about the COVID. But because we care, so we do the advocacy. Next. Thank you for your precious time to hear about my advocacy presentation.
Hi, Rafia.
Hi, sir.
Something that is quite relevant, of course, because this is what's happening now. And so you mentioned some reason why people do not want to be vaccinated. It is because they consume too much unreliable information and all. But there is also another point of view why some people do not want to be vaccinated, because it's not only happening in Indonesia, it's almost everywhere. Government is struggling right now to do that. One of the reasons is that, people say that I don't want to be vaccinated because this is my body, so I own my own body. And if I don't want to be vaccinated, then I don't want to, for example, okay? So what's your opinion about that? Because of course, everyone has their own body and then they know what they do. And if they don't want to be vaccinated, not because they believe in hoaxes or conspiracy theories, but it's just because they don't want to, because maybe they don't believe in what is actually the substance inside of the vaccine. And then they have their own body. Of course, they have the rights to protect their own body. So what's your opinion about that? And second one, what is the most challenging thing that you face when you promote this vaccination thing? Because it is not easy, okay? Especially Indonesian people literacy not that really high. So probably if you can mention one, what is the most challenging?
I think the questions I think I should just answer with maybe one paragraph or two. Okay, sir. So my challenges is not everyone have a positive vibes from my advocacy. Therefore, there are negative vibes that said that you're just a child, you don't know about COVID-19 or something else like that. But my response to the opinion for the person who said that this is my body, so I don't want to know your advocacy and just do whatever I want. I've just tell to the people for those with those opinions. Of course, I know that it's your body, but because I was care about you, so I thought this advocacy, and I hope it could change your mind someday. And I hope you become a person who didn't share any hoaxes to another person without checking the factual of information. Because, sirs, this is my concern based on my experience. My own father, even though he was have a higher education, but he trusts hoaxes from his uncles and share it to my group family. That's why that makes me do this advocacy before I do my internship. That's why, sirs. Thank you. Okay. The most challenging part, I think, to make people understand that vaccination is not haram. Because from religious perspective, it's very hard to make someone change just like that for today. We need some process, maybe 2 or 3 months, or maybe their own family can change them because they have a close relationship like that, sir. Thank you.
All right. Rofia.
Yes.
Okay, your topic is really happening now. And I want to know your opinion. How if a people say that whenever I vaccinated or not, though some people maybe can catch the virus, what do you can say about that?
Okay, thank you, Miss. So my opinion about those people, maybe I would more not give some, not too much push people to do what I wanted him to do. So therefore, maybe I would advocate them to do health protocol more. So even though he didn't want to do any vaccinations, I hope that he can care about their surroundings by do 3M health protocols. Something like that, Miss.
All right.
My question is, there are so many people believes in hoax. Yeah. What is the real action? Yeah, we should do or you should do. To explain them to not to believe in hoax. The real action, yeah, not only some suggestion, blah, 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 but the real action, what you should do.
Okay, sir. I think I should more advocate not only when my internship, but also when I do my daily activities with other person or I do talk with people because I was public health. So I always talk with a person, a community, and I never forgot to do the slip and information about this vaccination like that, sir. I think the action is I should advocate more to make an more public speaking, I think, or maybe an international webinar, something like that, but at UNSIL. So we should make students, Universitas Siliwangi University more understand about this problem, so we could fight it together for the COVID-19. Like
Yeah,
that,
I
sir.
agree with you actually. It is the real action, yeah, that the whole people should support the government to campaign about the what's that, the vaccine, yeah, for the vaccine itself. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
May I add something? All right. How about the issue that when the people got the vaccinated and then 2 days later they got the deadly? That is
Can you repeat?
okay. There are the issue in the television that somebody who has who got the vaccinated and then the days after they got vaccinated and then they die. Can you give me the explanation about this? What your opinion?
Okay, Miss. Vaccination is not something that 100% protected you from COVID-19. So the most important thing also is health protocol. Wear mask, keep distance, and washing hands with soap. So I thought that maybe the person had mobilizations to another city and they didn't do any protocol health. So that's why they got COVID-19. Like that, Miss.
Can you what's that? Make sure that the vaccination is not cause the deadly by the deadly itself. Can you explain more about that? Maybe related to your what's that? Some kinds of experience or research or whatever.
Based on my experience also, my uncle, because work at the traditional market, he got COVID-19 because of staying at work where people goes by around him. And then for me or my father, who works for a lecturer, he doesn't have many mobilization and also already got vaccinated COVID-19. And that's the real experience. I know that he didn't get COVID. And the second one, based on the data, maybe on World Health Organization, even the Sinovac vaccine had 65% effective on preventing COVID-19 cases. So more accurately, we can see if we see the newspaper or even a news from Cominfo, we know that vaccine is very effectively preventing someone's death like that, Miss.
All right, thank you.
So, yeah, people believe in, what is in your opinion really about education right now? As we can see that we are trying to educate people, but the result, some people still get nothing from the word education. They do not really care about that. So, how is in your opinion how you perceive that about education itself?
Maybe we should change the name educate with some pep talk. Like in our daily activities, we just do some daily pep talks to improve our friends, family about COVID-19. If we educate them too much like a formal lecture, they wouldn't really want to understand about it. Like, hey, I'm your friend. Let's not discuss about work or some educating talk. Maybe if we could simply just uh, laugh together. I mean, talking about COVID is not something so serious. So we could just have fun, like talking with friends on voice call and asking how there is conditions like that. And then we can simply slip info for the COVID like that. So maybe education is too formal for Indonesian people because Indonesian people have characteristic that they only believe for those with close relationship. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Thank you for all of this. Thank you for all of these events for me to participate in Mashudi Awards. I hope that everyone keep safe, healthy, and do health protocols. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Rofia for the amazing presentation and the last finalist for the final Mashudi Award 20 and 20. And finally, all the finalists have presented their best presentation with a great spirit. And while waiting the judges recap the score, I think you guys are very curious what the kind of the gift will you get from this final Mashudi show. Right now, I would like to mention prizes that were provided by PA International Foundation, IBEC, and the Language Center of Siliwangi University. All of the top 10 of finalists will get certificate, stationery package, IBEC, tumbler, and GBL earphone. So don't worry for all top 10 finalists. So you will get the prize from us. And the next one is, did you reminder that we have social media favorite category? So the one that has the highest like on eBay Instagram account, so she or he will be the winner for this category. So she or he will get trophy and certificate, Bluetooth portable speaker, and backpack. So many prizes for his. And for the second runner-up, will get trophy and certificate, mobile phone, power bank, handphone, and e-bag tumbler. So continue to the second runner-up, will get trophy and certificate, tablet, power bank, headphone, and e-bag tumbler.
So,
For the last one, also for the winner, will get trophy and certificate, laptop, backpack, power bank, stationery package, headphone, and also e-bag tumbler. So we have that all the prizes will useful for you for now and for the future. So we will come back soon for the announcement and awarding. So please, for all the finalists and the audiences, stand by on your Zoom for the announcement and awarding. Thank you.
Okay, so finally we come to the most awaited session, which is announcement of the winners. But before that, we will announce the winner of social media favorite with 187 likes on our eBay Instagram. It goes to congratulations Asri Ainunisa from FKIP English Education. For Asri, please come to the room for the awarding. And now we are going to announce the top 3, but we're not going to announce now. So we're just going to call the top 3 to come to the room, and we will announce the position in the room. So these people, the top 3, are in random order. So please come to the room for, remember, this is not the position, okay? This is just random order. We will announce it in the room. Acep Gafar Aulia, please come to the room from FKIP English Education. And then Zehan Agustia Aino Samsi, please come to the room as well. And Isni Ashari Iswahyudi from Public Health Science, come to the room. They are top 3. And we will announce the position in the room when they are all here. And we will also have one more, which is special. We call it as best speaker. And the best speaker goes to Nurul Hidayat from Physics Political Science. Please also come to the room for the 5 of you. Thank you.
Siapa lagi? Isni ya?
For Isni Ashari, where are you? Please come to the room. And also Nurul Hidayat from Physics. Right. So while we are waiting for the top 3, one more to come, maybe we're going to start with the awarding of the best social media. That is Asri Ainunisa from FKIP English Department. Congratulations. You received the most love on our Instagram. Okay. The prize will be given by Dr. Sony Tantan Tandiana. Please. Thank you very much. As the head of Language Center. We also have special award, which is best speaker, that goes to Nurul Hidayat from PSIP Political Science. The prize or special from us will be given by Dr. Sony again, please. Thank you very much. And we're gonna call upon one more time Isni Ashari, where are you? And for the others, please help us find Isni to come to the room as soon as possible. Okay, Isni still on the way, and we're not gonna announce that without her. So maybe what should we do now while we're waiting? Oh, there you go, running apparently. Run for your life. Okay, good job. Come in here. Wow, very exciting. And for the 7th edition of Mashudi Awards, the 7th time, Disney, where are you? Okay. Okay, sorry guys, you have to there for a while. Okay. Stage. All right, keep some distance. Probably Disney. Can you stand here? Yep. Good. So please applause for this top 3 of the 7 of Mashudi Awards. We have Isni Asharif from Public Health, and then Zehan Agustia from English Education, and Acep Gafar Aulia from English Education as well. And now we're going to announce the second runner-up. Okay, so if your name is called, the second runner-up, please come forward one step. All right. So let's see. It's already decided, and the second runner-up goes to Isli Ashari Iswayudi from Health Science, Public Health. Please come forward one more step. Okay. Okay, wait there a moment, but you are the second runner-up. And now, between these two, we are going to call the winner. That means if your name is not called, you are the first runner-up. Okay? So, here we go, everyone. The winner of the 7th Mashudi Awards with the theme Heal the World is Zehan Agustia from FKIF English Education Department. That means Acep Gafar Aulia is the first runner-up, also from FKIP English Education. Thank you very much. So now we go to the awarding. We're gonna go to the second runner-up first. The second runner-up, which is Ismi Ashari Iswayudi from Public Health. The award will be given by Yadi Supriyadi as the 2019 winner of Mashudi Award. Please, Yadi. Thank you. Okay, no background music. All right, please come forward and give all the prizes. Thank you. Okay, congratulations, Isnia Sari, as the second runner-up of the 7th Mashudi Award edition. Okay. All right, so please give all the prize, so it will be on the stage. And the first runner-up, which is Acep Gafar Aulia, the award will be given by Ibu Santiana from the Cooperation Center. Ibu Santiana, please come forward. Thank you. Award for Acep Gafar Aulia from FKIP English Education. Oh, you've got the Oscar, eh? Congratulations. And we still have just forget the progress. Now, should we just continue, yeah? Just a little bit. Okay, the winner, the award will be given by Dr. Sani Tantan Sandiana from the head of Language Center. Pasoni, please come forward and give the word to Zehan Agustia from FKIP English Education. For the others, please still wait outside. Wonderful. Please, we're gonna take group picture. So maybe a little bit. Okay, I know we have to make some distance, but just a little bit. Can you all come forward and make a line a little bit? And we invite Dr. Soni, Yadi Supriyadi, Ibu Santiana, and Pananak to come forward for the group picture.
for your kind attention, and we move to the last agenda is closing. To close the event, let's recite Hamdalah, Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Finally, from the deep of my heart, I do apologize for my mistakes while in presenting this event. Thank you for your kind attention and see you on the next Mashudi Award 2020. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.